But more so, we have lost 85 girls within the last 3 months. These are Kenyan citizens. These are Kenyans, and their deaths cannot be in vain. I'm going to work with the Minister of Interior. I'm going to work closely with the Saudi Arabian embassy and Saudi Arabian embassy and the government, so that we can even allow our DCI to go to Saudi Arabia with me and investigate each and every death that has occurred, so that each and every person who participated in the death of these girls is brought to book and charged. These are Kenyan lives. We need to send a message that no Kenyan will die overseas or get out overseas and the government does nothing about it. So I'm going to lead from the front and to ensure that this never happens again. But we're going to take care of some of the systematic failures that we have seen. Cartels that are operating here and other places, we'll take care of them and ensure that the life and sanctity of Kenyans is protected. The second question was about the wealth before I became governor. Before I became governor, my wealth was about close to, let's say, over 200 million. By that time, I had already invested, and the investments have been able to grow. What I presented were assets in terms of land that I had acquired from monies that I got when I worked in the Middle East, businesses that I had been able to start. In the form, self-declaration form, I'd also listed a few of the companies that I own, that I'm a shareholder in that list, and that shows my source of income that will be able to continue. Within the next 10 years, by God's blessing, I hope to have doubled my income through the businesses that are there thriving. As a Minister of Foreign Affairs, I'll not be able to participate in business much. I'll be taking care of, if I'm approved, we'll be taking care of the foreign interest of this country, but the businesses will take a life of their own. There's a third question about the worrying trend of governors being investigated. I'd like to go through them, Mr. Chair. The first one was about Maruba Dam. I was never questioned or anything brought to me about Maruba Dam. I think there was an investigation. Somebody wrote a petition about it. All I know is that as the Maruba Dam was being scooped, I personally, and I picked the Bible and I swore, I went and I witnessed the works being done of the silting of Maruba Dam. And I think the investigative bodies, if they are investigating, let them do their work and let them charge if there was any mistake that was done, but I know that the work got done. Number two was about Danida. The 50 million being talked about Danida was money that was not properly accounted for, that was moved by some officers in my then government to other uses that were meant to go to health centers and health facilities. These monies were returned. There was a proper audit that was done, and this was corrected. And I even visited the Danida offices, and we had an agreement, and people who were to be surcharged were surcharged, and that was taken care of. On the issue of the 16 vehicles, and I'd like to speak about this, Mr. Chairman, been called a mega scandal. When I became governor, we were given 140 million shillings. And the 140 million shillings were to buy luxury vehicles for governors and the executive. I asked myself, we come from a country of low economics and come from a country where there was only 4 ambulances at the time in Machakos and 2 were on top of stones. Would I buy luxury cars for myself when people are dying, or would I buy ambulances? So I opted to buy second-hand vehicles. Majority of Kenyans, the hustlers, they buy second-hand vehicles. So I bought 16 second-hand vehicles at a price of 35 million shillings. And I used the rest of the monies to buy 80 ambulances to serve the people of Machakos, so that I could drive. And I drove for 4 years, for about 8 years in Machakos, using a second-hand vehicle as the governor of Machakos and all my ministers, so that our money can go to serve the people, not to serve the luxuries of Wakubwa. Mr. Chairman, as a result of those ambulances that we bought in Machakos, we've had over 864,000 beneficiaries. We have over 241,000 pregnant mothers have been ferried by those ambulances in Machakos. We have the fastest response time in Africa, second to South Africa. That is Machakos County ambulances. We have 51,122 children who are born in those ambulances. In the olden days, children were born in Ukambani called Mwanzia and Nzelani because they were born by the side of a road. Nowadays, those names are non-existent during my tenure because people are not born by the side of a road. So we're able to remove that